Blessings, 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 everybody out there in the universe. My name is Sean Myrie, and I'm your host of the Down2earthpodcast. Right? Today, just going to talk about some things simple and basic. Hip-hop culture. Bless up, Master Inferno. And he's an MC. Respect. That's an MC from Toronto. I'm going to talk about the difference from hip-hop and shit-hop. A word I heard a couple years ago. Now, respect to all the platforms, whatever you want to promote, but when you're promoting hip-hop or you're calling it hip-hop, please, let's have a better definition of what this is, right? Because I'm going to go back to it, man. It's hard because, we're home. Why is it? Be honest to these young brothers or sisters. A big percentage what's promoted is not hip-hop. It's not hip-hop. It's shit-hop, straight up, right? Yeah, I know it's the art and people might feel disrespected. There's good art and there's bad art. Some people paint a good picture sometimes. Sometimes it's a bad picture and they need to learn more so they could become a better artist in any type of, platform or way, right? So, why is this? Is it because people want that clout? They want the support. They think they need the support because if they promote these artists who are quote unquote young, right? That's doing this, whatever music, it's music, some form of music, but it's not hip hop. But they will be, included. They'll be popular. They'll have that clout. I want to know. Bless up to Master Inferno. This man's on the street. This man's hip hop. I've been watching. You're on the street, bringing the bars. What happened to the bars? That's part of hip hop. The storytelling. That's part of hip hop. I'm not saying that hip hop is lost, but there's some places that they lost it. It's like they lost the memory of what quality is and hip-hop. And I'm going to go back to the local scene, Toronto. Sorry to say, man. It's hard I don't really want to mention it, right? But a big majority of these blog pages, platforms, promote a big percentage bullshit. Meanwhile, there's artists like Master Inferno, I just had to mention you again, brother, who actually is doing hip-hop. But because people don't have the numbers, the views, and shit like that, they will not support or promote these guys. There's so much great artists in the city, what should be promoted, who don't have 15,000 followers and shit. But what does that mean? Having all these followers that you are promoting just them. Because anybody who could become big. Bless up, YBA from Jane. He's doing he's the blueprint, one of the blueprints. He's following the blueprint of the guys who are successful. YBA from Jane, if you know. He's following the blueprint. He's doing his stuff locally and he's going, he's leaving here. You gotta leave here. Do most rappers from their city who are successful stay in their city? To be successful? I want to know. I don't think so. Right? So, shit hop. What I call shit hop it's not hip hop. It's stuff people are putting together to try to sound like hip hop. But hip hop is more than just words. It's a culture. It's breakdancing. It's DJing. It's graffiti. Right? How many of these artists promoted by these so-called hip-hop platforms respect all those art forms, what I just said, are mentioned? How much of them are recognizing DJs because they're part of the culture too, right? Graffiti artists, or because maybe, I sound old, what is a graffiti artist, right? It's not hip-hop, it's shit-hop. That's the new name. And I heard this from a brother in the States, mentioned this a couple years ago. And I'm going to use it here. It's shit hop. Not hip hop. should stop using the name. It's also an experience, yeah. But a lot of people have it confused. They've been doing all types of stuff to it, right? Especially, you know what? It's a shame because Toronto is a real hip hop city. Like when it comes to that, the culture of hip hop, but it lost somewhere down the line. It disappeared. I think in the early 2000s or mid 2000s, something happened, right? I don't know if it's a certain platform who was just promoting anybody just because they saw numbers and these guys went viral, a couple guys, and then that became the new face. And don't give me this generational excuse that things change. No. You have a lot of young artists, right, around who are doing hip hop, like Master Inferno, like Raz Freshco, right? And there's others. Trust me. Hip hop to me is even like what Mercules is doing, right? Hip hop, and he's not doing no street music. So this is confusing to me. Is street music hip hop? Yes, it's part of the culture, but is talking about the ops and foolishness, is that what you call it in hip hop? Listen, if you're doing music, you're an artist, you're doing music. If you're doing pop, you're trying to do popular music, which is pop, that's all right with me. That's called popular music. But once you use the name hip hop, you're putting yourself in as a target from like people like me who know the culture, and I analyze it. These people who say they're doing, if you call yourself a hip hop artist, do you know the freestyle? Could you go off the top? Are you lyrical? A lot of people, this is medicine. This is medicine for them because there's no argument against it. Using auto-tune 90% of your songs is not hip-hop. I want to hear your voice, your real voice. And bars. Anybody could use auto-tune and sound good. Or sound like everybody else, because a lot of people got confused by the sound. Bless up, Double Chase. I'm just talking about shit hop and hip hop. There's a difference. A lot of people are getting confused. Shit hop is the stuff that is out. A lot of the shit is out in Toronto right now. That's what I'm calling it. I don't see too much hip hop artists. There's hip hop artists, but they're not getting promoted. You don't see them promoted. We try to promote them, but they're not getting really promoted that much. I am giving an example, and I'll say his name again. Like Raz Freshco, right? Like Mercules, right? Like even he's a vet though, like Rich Kid, right? What happened to the influence of Socrates, Choclair, even Cardi? Like we had Ghetto Concept. Listen, all those gentlemen, you go listen to their music and compare it to now, right? Verse by verse. If you do, you can't match. No one can't do a verses here right now. These recent artists, they can't do a verses. What catalog do you have to do a verses? To do a verses, you have to have a catalog. And most of these artists in the last 5, maybe even 10 years, they don't have a body of work like my brethren was mentioning a couple of months ago. We had a podcast on that. Where is the body of work? I could count on my hand the artists who are promoted right now who are doing hip hop. Like Black of the Dawn is doing hip hop. That's an example, right? Even Mula the First, he's doing hip hop, right? Those two I just mentioned, and the Crook. Those 3 I mentioned, the Crook, Mula, Black of the Dawn, have bars. And they're still around. That's hip hop. Because they have bars and they are spitting. They're not using autotune every track, right? I guess Mula will be considered a vet now, right? The crook, I've been hearing him, he's good. He should be in America. He has the total package to be promoted, to be in America. Black of the Don went to America, came back. He wants to quit the whole game. Why? I don't know. But there's a difference, right? There is a difference. But a lot of people are scared to talk, man. Like, what happened to people just speaking their mind because they're scared of, I don't know, being canceled or something like that, right? Shit hop. That's what I call this right now. After this live, I know many will be watching what I'm saying, right? You gotta leave your city. You got to leave your city. Most people find majority of artists leave their city to be successful. You got to travel. It's part of the music business. And it's bad what I'm about to say. Because a lot of the artists are out here, but who supports your music? Who's supporting your music from home? Most of the time it's people who are not even from your city or your country who's supporting you, right? Who's supporting your music? You got to leave. You got to leave. Even a platform like what we do can't be in Toronto for the next 10 years. There's no infrastructure. There's no industry here. I heard this many times. If we were, right, Down to Earth was in America, we would be like on a different level right now. Right now, we are fighting against a system that doesn't support us. I'll straight up tell you that. We're fighting a system that doesn't support us. So even if you have all the followers on Instagram and shit, it's still a fight when you're from the six. You could have thousands, even on YouTube, subscribers. You still got to leave. No one who does a platform like us for hip-hop in America stays in their city and is successful. That doesn't happen. No one from who does a platform like us, right? Joe Budden, academics, or whoever, you could keep going down the line, $1 million worth of game, they don't stay in their city to build and grow. That don't work. So we know ourselves. We gotta make some moves one day. You can't stay local. You can't think like that. A lot of the people, they think like that because they probably do have something on their back. Like they probably have a record and they're trying to make home comfortable as much as they can because they know in their head they can't go anywhere. This is all they're gonna have. Because once you have some type of record, you've been to jail or prison, and you serve a lot of time, to me, in the entertainment industry, you killed your career. If you don't clean up that record, if you're a rapper, singer, if you're a podcaster, anything, if you can't leave your country, right, you're just limited to local. You're not gonna grow. And to me, it doesn't make no sense. It makes no sense. If you're an artist, you need to travel so you could do shows. If you're a platform, you need to travel so maybe you could get interviews by artists who can't even come to Canada. And you need vice versa. So it doesn't work like that, people. Shit hop is around live and well right now. For the last 5 years, I've been seeing a lot of shit. No hip hop. No one with bars. No one who stands out. You could say, damn, that man's very lyrical. The only one right now, that's why he could say he's the best, right, is Mula. Because he's putting bars together. And he's good, but he's not really the best. There's tons of rappers who are not known who I know could rap better than him. But because he got a machine And he does have skills, not saying he's not bad, but he's not the best, because I could bring up a whole bunch of MCs who sound better than him and lyrically is better than him. My opinion. But he's still good. So if you are bringing some type of bars and you have a machine in back of you, you will get the attention. Like I said, Moolah, Black of the Dawn, and The Crook. Those are the three ones what come to mind right now, what the platforms promote, and they're the best lyrical, what's promoted. But you still got to leave the country. You have to leave the country. The only one I seen who left was Black of the Dawn. That's it. And you got to do shows too. And you got to do shows. Now, if it's like a sport and you're comparing these artists to like athletes, similar, what's your record of shows? Because a lot of them, I don't hear these guys doing shows too much. No. Since this whole thing, the last couple of years, I know that's an excuse. Even before that, where's the shows? Everything's open up. Where's the shows? Where are you performing? Right? You're only performing on streaming sites and YouTube. That's where you're performing. You got to go out there and see the people. So, and this goes for any other city around the world. If you're an artist, you can't stay just at home. Right? In America, they could kind of pull it off. They're exempt. They could pull it off. There's 50-something states or whatever. So if you even have a record, as long as you could travel state to state, you're good. So long as you could travel state to state, you are good. Right? So they're different. They could go platinum in one state and shit like that. They don't care about leaving their country. But here in Canada, and if you're in England or anywhere else around the world, and you're an artist or you're trying to get into the music industry, you got to leave. And you got to go to the mecca of the industry. Let's be straight up. It's America. And if you don't understand that, good luck. I don't know how far you're going to get. Right? Who are you? I don't know. If I don't know you, I'm living good. I'm living real good. You know why I'm living real good? Because I'm living. Because the stereotype for a black man is to die young. And I'm not that young. But I'm young. But I'm not that young. So I'm living good. That would be my answer to you, Muhammad Ali. I'm living good. How are you living? How are you living, Muhammad? That's my question to you. How are you living? You're a rapper from Algeria. See? If you're from Algeria, you gotta leave. You know you gotta. How is it down there, the industry? Like, I don't hear nothing but that's in Africa, right? You probably gotta leave. You probably gotta leave if you want to make it big in the industry. How much followers you have? Because that's what they go by. You could tap in if you want. Depends on you. Some people are shy, but nowadays they go by, right? Bless up, DJ Chino. They're going by followers. On Instagram is dictating the artists. Instagram is making the generations coming. Oh, you got 3K. That's not bad. That's probably that's organic coming from Algeria, right? But you gotta leave if you're trying to do the hip hop. Down the line, you have to go somewhere in Europe or you have to come to America, right? Like, the only hip hop artists, I'm gonna be straight up and I'm gonna tell you, no filter, because there's a lot of politics down here that could get away with bless up, brown guy made it, with what I'm talking about, are white hip hop artists. They could stay in Canada and travel to small towns and get support, right? They could get support. I seen it. But like the black artists who are, especially if they're promoting like the trap or all that other shit, you could do the same thing too. but a lot of you don't. Some are waking up, right? Like Roni. You could do the same thing too, but you're not even performing even in your own city. You notice all the big guys like Pressa and his brother and all of them, they go to Vancouver and they go to like these other places. They once in a while might come to Toronto, but they don't really perform in Toronto. Really look on that. But a white hip hop artist could survive in Canada and make a living more than a black hip hop artist. I'm going to be straight up. Right? I'm going to be straight up. And there's only a few white hip-hop artists I could count on my hands. Okay, let me read what you're saying. The issue with that is when they try, the police threaten their venues to shut down. Yes, because it stems from even a lot of stuff in the past, too. They don't want these guys to become millionaires. Brown guy made it. I don't know if you could tap in and say your piece. They don't want these guys to be millionaires to create an infrastructure. They need a job. The police need a job. They already been losing. They've been bored because a lot of these guys been in studios, right? So they're in studios. They're not on the street as much, even though the media will make it seem that there's all this crime. They're not on the street. They're busy recording, doing videos and stuff, right? And they're staying in their place. And weed is making them even more relaxed because it's legalized. So now, when you do a show, something positive, they're going to make sure they call the venue and shut you down. Because they don't want you to grow. They want you to be slowed down and stay in the city. Right? They want you to stay in the city. But no artist can be successful in this system, especially in the 6. You got to leave like Drake, like Tory, like all of them. Yeah, the show will go on. They know because they see what's called Rolling Loud now. They see the money you could bring in. So now you're seeing all these festivals come in. So now they got to wake up and say, yo, we can't be dissing these guys. Yeah, they need to go to Europe, brown guy. I know what you're saying. What are you saying, brown guy? I would like to hear your, besides your, because I could read it. If you want to tap in, it's up to you. Facts. That's why the artists need to go to Europe. Europe is a big thing. Press have been doing that long time. And when he went to Europe, you know what? Guess what? The Toronto police, they called England and told them to cancel Pressa's stuff. Hold on. Yeah, man. Doing all types of things to lock down the artists in the city, man. Let's see.
What's
What
up?
you saying, brother?
I'm just here working.
Yeah, I know you working all the time. doing the visuals, man. Doing the visuals. I was saying, the politics, the Bible of politics already. I don't need to tell you. But I'm saying, a lot of these hip hop artists, especially the platforms, need to think that they got to get out of here now. After you're developed, especially after Rolling Loud, all these artists on Rolling Loud, I wanted to see a lot of them starting going to America on Rolling Louds and doing shows down there. The only one I see progressing is Lola Buns.
100%. Lola's been progressing from years ago. She's been doing it from even when I picked up a camera almost 10 years ago. She was doing her thing. But it's like what I try to show artists is one, stay out of trouble, and two, get out of here, because you'll never blow here. Because Canada is I can't say Canada as a whole, but the city is a very bad-minded city. We want to pull each other down and pull each other down and pull each other down.
Yes.
Right? So the only way to avoid that is by getting out of the city. Go, like you were saying, go to different cities in Canada, right?
Yes.
As soon as you leave Toronto, the vibe is different. The vibe is very different.
It's true.
So even if artists have records, I'm pretty sure they can go to London. They can go to different parts in the UK and Europe, and they can perform. And you're going to blow in Europe over there before you'll blow here. Look at Tory Lanez. When Tory first started, when I first met Tory, everybody was kind of hating on him, clowning on him, whatever. But then he went to Europe, blew up over there. Went to the States, blew up over there. Came back home, and everybody was on him.
The same
Everybody
thing
was
with Pressa. I seen Pressa
exactly.
get laughed at in Virginia, and 4 months later, it's with that girl for Carly Ray or whatever her name is. Her, they were laughing at him in Virginia, but now they know his name.
Exactly, right? And it's one of those things where as soon as you step out of the city, you start lining yourself with the right people. You start meeting different executives or different managers and producers, and then different artists.
Mm-hmm.
You start getting looked at a different way, right? So you just have to have that business aspect when it comes to this. A lot of mans don't treat this like a business,
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
right? a lot of guys are just hobbyists.
Yes,
If you want to progress, if you want to blow, you have to treat it as a business. It's the
and
same way with like with the video stuff, right? You have to
mm-hmm.
treat it as a business. It's a business, right? I stay away from the politics. I don't shoot no diss records. I don't shoot none of that shit. And I have a very, very strict system of how you book a video with me.
I see what you're saying. That's why I believe some artists are just one step away from that success. Like my opinion, Mula's that. He just needs to get the hell out of here. He has everything. He has everything.
Yup.
But people may hear this earlier. I was saying that he stands out because he's still doing the traditional lyrical hip hop, but he has the money or whatever behind him, right? My opinion, he's not the best hip hop artist, right? But he's the best promoted lyrically, because there's a lot of guys who are not promoted who could rap like Mula, if not, to my opinion, better, but they just don't have the machine.
100%. And like one thing about Mula is Mula's smart. He's very smart with his marketing and how he's progressing within like pushing his content, right? And he's smart in a way where he's showing people financial freedom, kind of, right? Where you use your credit card as your label.
Yes.
Because what's a label? A label gives you a loan.
Yeah.
What's a credit card do? It gives you a loan, but you just pay off that loan to your credit card and you still have access to that money.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to a label, give me the money, or here, take the money. Now I'm making back everything and I own everything.
So you know where this comes back to? Because they don't make it popular? In Canada's system, you actually have to work. Because if you do work, just say you have a job, right? And you've been working for years. You could go to the bank and they'll take you more seriously. How people take out a car note. Now you take out that $50,000 and you already you're an artist. You put that money into whatever you have to do for your marketing, maybe going to the States, a trip, a feature, and a couple features. It will be worth it. So people got to think like that. In Canada, you have to work because we don't have the infrastructure. Either if you don't, not everybody wants to work, but maybe you have to do an acting job. Maybe do some commercials, do some commercial raps.
Something within the entertainment industry, because you'll meet people. You could go work on a film set and you could meet a major producer. You could meet a major manager. You never know who you're going to interact with.
Yeah.
Right? And that's why, like, even with some people I've met in the city, they always have that screw face on, you know? That's why you got to calm. You got to be on that business. Hey, how you doing? Shake people's hands. Don't everybody, because you never know who you're about to meet.
And it's the same thing I'm going to say, not just for artists, for the platforms, right? I want to see whoever say they have a platform leave here and interview artists who are like not necessarily Canadian, American. That's why when I seen Rolling Loud come here, I don't know if they respect the media, respect to We Love Hip Hop. They got it, but we should have 7 more. 100%. All these pages we have.
100%. But like the thing about the pages, and like I'm very vocal on this because remember, I used to run a hip hop blog. We're about to bring it back. 2015, I launched a hip hop blog. Fucking a million plus unique visitors a month. You know what I mean? And we never charged artists to post. Yes. I paid out of pocket because I made my money off music videos. So this was my way of helping artists to potentially get seen. Right? I never expected it to blow up, but it blew up. But like the thing about the pages is everything is this. Everything is this. And then they're also promoting more negativity than they are the positivity. They're promoting more the bullshit than they are the music.
And there's no face to them.
And there's no face. And then what does that stem? That stems all these suburban white boys posting in the comments under fake accounts, stirring up drama.
It happened to me. Because listen, besides We Love, I don't know who else you could say, right? They're newbies to me, but we've been educating people about this a long time, and I'm like the nightmare, right?
Yeah.
Because I know my business. Like I know even the underground shit. That you better be on SoCal, you better have your shit all types
Yeah.
of ways if you really want to make money. And you still got to be on the radio. There's no streaming shit paying you here. Stop the lying. You ain't fooling me. So where are you getting your money from? Where are you really
Exactly.
getting your money from? The real hip hop artists have to work. That's what I'm trying to say. They got to put their money either to work in a job, or they're lucky enough to make some money off of their art to invest in a business. And if you don't work, it's not going to work. There's no fantasy A&R coming down like my other guest said from the sky to pick you up.
Real shit though. And it's like, it's one of those things where you have to think of it as a business, man. That you have to work, you have to get your
Music
paper up, you have
business.
to, exactly, right? You have to really push, and like, if you really want to blow in this shit, you have to do the shows, you have to sell merch, you have to have a website. Cause
Will
like,
said that the other day. I posted it. You know what he said? Nowadays, what the main thing, you have to do other shit.
yeah,
That's how he became successful. I followed that brother from the beginning of his career on MySpace until I even messaged him and he actually read the shit. I remember when he was in Pittsburgh, right? He developed himself into a brand. Now he has his own weed.
mm-hmm.
You gotta develop other shit around yourself.
Exactly. It's one of these things too where it's like, I show artists and I show businesses this too, because a lot of businesses, especially the platforms, they're more focused on Instagram than anything else.
Mm-mm.
When Instagram gets deleted tomorrow, where are people gonna find you?
Okay. You know what? You said that? You just said that? Brown guy, I'm going to give you my info. It's like you asked me my question.
Mm-hmm.
Not just on Instagram. I'm on all the podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple, iHeart, even ones I don't know, Google, Patreon now, Rumble. There's ones I forgot about. But I set them up. I always go back to them. So the whole point is this. You're right. If Instagram is gone, guess what? You can hear Down to Earth in your car on Spotify, Apple, whatever audio platforms out there. Podbean, it keeps going. You get what I mean? I'm at least on 100.
Which is good because you've diversified your platform, right?
Yes.
It's like this. So what I show people is it's sick to have all of that, right? Because now if Instagram gets deleted tomorrow, they'll find you. But when they search you on Google, do you come up top? Go on Google and search Brown Guy and watch what happens.
Yeah. You probably come up top.
I come number 1.
Yes.
Go on Google and search Toronto music video director. After all the sponsored ads, I come number 2. You know what I'm saying?
That.
You build your SEO off of the website. So you build a website so it's all one platform.
Yes.
And then everybody can click where they want to go. And then once you build that platform and that SEO, it just pushes you. I get artists from America hitting me up. I get artists from Nigeria hitting me up. That when they're coming to the city, they want to shoot because they found me on Google by searching Toronto director. And then they've seen Brown Guy. And as they're scrolling, Brown Guy just sat in their head.
You know what? You're right. It's how you spread yourself up. Because, for example, now, I would say, now, a lot of people don't see the numbers maybe on the YouTube, right, for Down to Earth. But it's growing. It's coming. I see something happening because I studied the system. You know, I knew about YouTube from 2002. Since it came out, I said, I'm going to wait for it. I'm going to watch how it is. Now it's the most popular shit. So I know about the system. Check this. Now, a lot of my listeners are American, more than Canadian. My second listeners are Canadian. Third is England. And then it's India. So something is happening. Now, if I hit that India algorithm, imagine what happens now.
Bro, India is the largest population in the world.
So I'm happy with that they're the fourth. That means I'm doing something. There's a guy from Algeria who wanted to come on here. You see what I mean? It's down to earth. You got to spread yourself. I don't just interview people from Canada. Like, respect to the scene, but from the beginning, my first artist was American from Chicago. And then I had people from England and wherever, Europe. You can't just interview people from here. I heard a other platform from here say it, and it was good what he said. He said, yeah, you interview people from Toronto, but don't leave out the technology that you could interview people from wherever. Say if you get Jay-Z on here, you don't know. I seen people, I actually seen people from when I first came on here who started a platform like us and started to interview celebrities, and they actually came to me to kind of for some advice. And now I see this lady interviewing all types of people in America,
which is good. It's like even with What the Hype, right? Like we were a Canadian-based platform that really only promoted Canadians for free. But we would take American artists, but we would charge the American artists to get posted, right? Like our demographic for What the Hype was America, Europe, UK, you know, and then like Canada. Canada was like third, fourth, but like our biggest demographic was the States, right? So it's like even my demographic personally, my main demographic is female and from the United States. You get what I'm saying? And I'm from Canada.
Yes.
I don't chat to no girls in the States.
You know what I mean?
It's like, how are they finding me? If they're finding me because when I do work with like a big artist or I'm seen with a big artist, it's because they're from the States. Or they're from, you know, like let's say recently, right, with me working with Charlie Black, I've gotten all the Jamaicans now, right? And then we're working with Nemesis, who just did the Valiant and Vibes Cartel video, and then just did the Vibes Cartel video.
That's big.
It's more people because Nemesis is crediting our name. So people are now searching, yo, who worked with Vibes is the biggest artist in the world out of Jamaica.
But you know what that is? That's networking, brown guy.
Exactly.
Because this is what it takes, even for the city. Like respect to, I feel we need more selection, right? I support everybody. People need to support everybody. Like I'm supporting you, right? How we're talking, you supporting me. If we have more of this in Toronto, we will be like Atlanta.
Yep.
All you big heads out there, you get what I mean?
That's something I've been preaching for years, since I found out that even Toronto had a hip hop scene. And then once I started seeing what the hip hop scene was, I'm like, yo, y'all gotta stop moving like this. There's a bag to be made. Yo, if Preston and Woola were to make a record and shoot the video for it and drop it, it would blow the city up.
It would take over. When people start to see that, it's like Voltron.
100%.
Like
but it'll never happen.
No.
It'll never, ever happen. But if something like that was to happen, bro, the city would be upside down. We'd be like on Stranger Things.
But you never know. Listen, I'm a person, I've been watching the scene for a long time, and since we done this platform, now people see who I am. Listen, you see what you say? I think that will happen because I'm an OG. I'm telling the younger brothers, because there's not too much brothers who have a platform is saying this. You brothers need to wake up, stop the bullshit, right? Clean it up so you can make some real bread, put Toronto really on the map, make people know that they can't fuck with us. You get what I mean? Because you all are good, talented brothers. This bullshit, what's going on, is to divide and conquer. Drake is there. So I'm telling Mr. Champagne Poppy too, because I know he watches too. Yo, you need to influence that shit. Influence that shit because you know both sides. That's it.
And the worst thing is that it sucks because it's worldwide, but negativity is profitable.
Not for Toronto.
Not for Toronto, but yeah, like look at when Academics did his thing here.
Yeah,
that was horrible.
Because
it was good.
Listen, people are jumping to you know why? Because people are excited to be on Academics.
Yup. It's like
they're excited to be on Academics. They're not excited to be on, and I'm gonna say respect to the brother. We Love Hip Hop. When they go on the show, I don't see no one reposting the man's interviews all the time.
It's because and the worst part is because Friday's from here, and you know he's a OG, he's older. Everybody tries to clown him, but when Academics was here, who's old as well, everybody was all over it. You get what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. So it's the same thing with me. They'll say I'm an old head, but guess what? The old heads have the experience to let you know, and you should be glad we're giving you gems, so you won't make no mistakes that the old heads have.
Facts. It's the same.
Or you'll be an old head one day too.
Yeah, it's the same reason why, like what I like about like the video community is we all kind of respect each other. We all try to help each other. And like, I'm one of the older heads in this community.
Yes.
Right? Like, I'm almost 32.
Oh shit, you're still a youngin to me.
Yeah, but like for these guys, these new guys that are coming in,
Yeah.
they're all young. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's easier for them to get a camera now, and be creative and get those juices out.
Yeah.
Compared to like when I started, bro. And like from where I come from, even getting the money to get my Canon T2i was like the hardest thing in the world. It took me 7 months to save up that money from working security. Shout out TK. Shout out to Film by TK. That motherfucker's a GOAT. But like, it took me forever to get that. But now it's like, yo, cameras are so cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Cameras
very
are
cheap.
Cheap.
Technology is good.
That's why. And now with AI, it's about to be completely different.
You know what that could do? Oh man, you don't get me getting into that. Even with the camera business, what they're doing with the camera shit now. Oh,
bro, AI is about to, like, we have to learn
holodeck.
How to
you know holodeck?
Holodeck.
Remember, you know what the holodeck is?
Nah.
From Star Trek?
I never watched Star Trek. I never watched Star Trek.
People want to watch Star Trek and some of these movies. These movies will show you what is here right now. It's like when I was young, right? I would watch the 70s movies and it would show what's here right now.
Yeah, crazy. Movies and TV shows show us what's going to happen in the future. It's just up to us to kind of fully unlock what's plausible and what's not plausible.
Well, the holodeck is like it's like a visual, what is like impersonating real life, and you could be anywhere in the world and you could eat. It makes you feel like you could taste stuff. Pick up an apple right there. It's Star Trek. They used to go into it's their entertainment, their type of television. They would enter this room. That was their television, and they would just sit down with anybody. They could have, a guy or a girl there, or like, people there, like a real shit.
Jeez. Okay, yeah. Now I gotta go watch Star Trek.
Yeah, watch Star Trek, man.
Because even look at like. Okay, now we're gonna get into like some conspiracy type shit. But look at The Simpsons.
Yeah.
How much did The Simpsons predict? And that actually happened, like, angle for angle.
Yep.
And it all happened.
And what? Well, look, Donald Trump now. He's in a lot of Donald Trump, right? Mm-hmm. He's in a lot of shit now, and he's involved with a lot of secret things. So I wouldn't be surprised, right? You notice his wife pull away? You don't see his wife around him?
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's about to get scary.
Yeah, it's scary, man.
Very scary.
It's about to get scary, man. And people think they're looking at UFOs, but it's really us they're looking at. That's all I gotta say. They're looking at.
I seen a video the other day of like the sky was super, super clear blue, and there was like a dark line right straight through, and then there was a plane with a chemtrail on it covering that darkness. And what they were showing was like the worlds are splitting. That we're actually the Earth is actually made of 3 planets.
See what you're saying there? You're going into like what me and my brethren were talking about when we were talking about the flat Earth thing. But people don't understand what the flat Earth really is, because it's not like you're gonna fall off the Earth. It's space. As you look on it, like television, you know how something keeps moving. Yeah. We see the Earth. You see how the Earth is on the wall. How they used to show you as the atlas, right? Yep. But we're in a dome. Picture a dome. So what I believe, and my dad, he came up with it, is that the universe is all one, like what you're saying. So these other planets is like, you remember Stargate? You ever heard of Stargate?
I've heard of Stargate.
Look up Stargate. On Earth, they would they would go through these doors on Earth. They didn't need to go to space to go to these different universes from Earth. So if you look up the deep Earth type of thing, they have movies of people going under the Earth and different worlds. They'll find worlds, because remember, people say they can't even dig the ocean. The ocean's a mystery.
Yeah.
So when you look on the Earth, as they say, round, do you pierce the Earth to go through space again? No. Think of it. Do you pierce the Earth from the top to go through space? How can all that lava, you're thinking the fire. So when my dad told me, do you think the sun's really on top of us, or we'll be getting burned up like that? You get what I mean? Because it's cold in space, all that cold air, and it's are we looking down? Are we looking up?
Fuck.
All of that twists you up. The abstract I gave you right there.
Yeah,
Are we looking down? Are we looking up?
When you phrase it like that and you show it like that, it's completely different. It makes you really think, right? It's like, bro, for the longest time, I didn't believe any of this shit. I'll be completely honest.
Into space?
No, never, never.
They can show you anything, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm telling you that it's about to get scary.
You know
That's
what?
all I'm gonna say.
My thing is this: everybody, don't just listen to me. Look, do your research. I was all into the round earth, into space at a young age, but then when reasoning came to it, certain things, even nature, makes sense. This flat thing, what people been dissing everybody about, they're saying when they're doing the flat, there's other places on earth they don't even show us. There's other landmass they don't show us. They just show us what they want us to see. If there's some secret out there, are they gonna show us the whole thing on some promoted map?
No, it's like we have. Okay, so now here's another thing. Where's your heart? Where's your heart in your body?
They put it. They said the left. They didn't say the left side.
When we were kids,
Yeah.
Google it now. It's right in the middle.
No, it's in the middle.
What a next video that I seen, and I did my research and everything else. Another Mandela effect.
Yeah.
Where when we were kids, we were told it was in the left side of our chest, right?
Yeah.
Now they're saying it's in the middle of your chest, but what the lady was saying is that the worlds were merged. Mm-hmm. So now you have the old generation people and the new generation, or like the old world and the new world that have merged together, and in the new world, all this other shit is where the left, the middle. It's weird, man. Mm-hmm. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, no, it's two worlds. That's where they get that two worlds from. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The two worlds. I understand what you're saying, brother. But man, I know it was good chopping it up with you, man, because we gotta do this again on the YouTube. Hopefully we schedule you because you're busy. I know you're busy. Sometimes coming.
Let me know. You know, I'll always make time for
yeah, man. We're gonna set up something, but I know a lot of people are gonna want to listen to this. Down to earth. This is real down to earth. Trust me. With Brown guy. But yo, much respect, brother. We'll link up soon.
Brother.
All right.
Be safe.
Safe.